Why are you looking so serious? Calm down. We have chilled on my channel. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, hello, my name is Amazing and I'm a YouTuber based in Lagos, Nigeria. Why are you hiding? Are you shy? I think I'm supposed to do the intro again, Sha. Yes. I'm confused. Welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, hello, my name is Amazing and I'm a YouTuber based in Lagos, Nigeria. I have with me here, introduce yourself.
Divine. Hi, I'm Divine.
Hi, she's Divine. So, I'd like Divine to share her story with us because I feel she has a really unique period experience. So currently, we are running a period series where we give different period accounts and experiences from different females. So I have a couple of questions in my book that I'm going to ask Divine. Are you comfortable telling us your age?
Yeah.
How old are you?
I'm 23.
So can you remember your first period experience?
The first one, probably not, because I feel like for the first few years it was very normal. It was chill. So I know I got my first period when I was 13. And that's when I started to add weight. Like, it just came with a lot of hormonal changes.
Are you serious?
Yeah. I was very skinny in just 2. After just 2, when I got my period, I started to add weight.
Are you serious? I've never heard that before.
Yeah. Yes. Most people that I know just kind of met me in this phase. But a few people that I know from like 2010, all of that, they used to know me as very skinny. So if they see me now, they'll be like, it's not fair, it's hormones and stuff. But
wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
But apart from that, I don't think it came with pain or it was actually pretty chill, right? And then when I was in like SS2, SS3, I used to have classmates that like their period pain was a lot. Like I know some, like I used to remember they would go to sick bay, and I'm like,
why are you being dramatic?
Yeah.
Why are you being extra?
Yeah. Right. Well, I think once I got into university, things just changed. I'm like, is it?
Switch up.
It was a lot, but yeah. So I don't remember the first one, but I feel like I remember the first one that was very problematic. That was my second semester, 100 level. What happened? And I felt like that one was my fault. But so first of all, I felt, oh, maybe change of environment. But then that was not the first time I was in school. First semester had passed. First semester was okay. But the second semester, like my first period, once I came to school, second semester, I had eaten rice and beans with stew. So the stew was kind of peppery. So I felt, oh, maybe the pepper was just disturbing me, and then it was just crazy. And my bunk was like top bunk, so like I was rolling, and then I had to come down and start crying on the floor. My roommates were confused. Oh, I survived that one, but yeah, that's when like it was like from everyone after that. It's like the pain was like, oh, you survived. Oh, we're gonna be here now. Like, and then from then on till tomorrow.
I had a roommate in 300 level. She's the day I saw her screaming in town, like, why are you being extra? Sis, calm down. But then again, the first time I got cramps, I almost fainted. I legit almost fainted. I had to call somebody, my auntie that is in Lagos. Me, I'm in Asaba. I had to call somebody in Lagos. My tummy is paining me. I was like, what do you want me to do now? Yeah, so I started understanding what people actually went through. Because I thought people were just being dramatic. But you will not know until it actually happens to you that this thing they actually pain. Okay, so how bad would you say your cramps are on a scale of 1 to 10?
It can get to 20 sometimes. On a good day, 8. On a bad day, it's like 10 doesn't cut it. Yeah.
So have you ever been hospitalized?
Yes.
How many times?
A couple of times. Let me see if I can count. 1, 2, 3 times that I can remember right now. I think 3 times, yes. 3 times hospitalized, but I've also been to the clinic like maybe 5 or 6 times in total.
So how bad did you have to be for you to be hospitalized?
So most of the times, right, that I was hospitalized, I was actually around people that did not understand. Like they didn't know, they hadn't seen it before, so they panicked, and then they just felt, let's rush out to the hospital. And in that state, I couldn't like argue to get, only for me to get there. And the reason why I don't like going to the clinic is because every time I go there, like every time, especially this time during NYC, it was during that parade thing. So they felt like, is that why? Like I would tell the nurse, oh, this is the problem, because I'll be asking, did you eat anything? What happened? I'll be like, no, I'm on my period, and then they're like, And is that why the next thing you start hearing is, how will you now give birth? All those kind of things. I don't like it. So exactly, like nurses were very rude. I know I say no. Nurses were very rude about it, and I don't think I've ever met anybody that was nice about it. Maybe doctors, because they're kind of professional, so they wouldn't say anything. But the nurses are always sassy about it. So I don't like to go to the hospital. But all those times that I was hospitalized, because I was around people who didn't know, and then I've even missed an exam for it. Like I had to go to the hospital and I had to miss an exam and all of that. So I would wake up like when I feel better and be like, oh, I ended up here. Like it's not that serious. One time I actually stayed there for 3 days, and I'm like, no guys, it's not that serious. Like I'm fine. They're like, no, you're just saying it. So they kept me there for 3 days, and I was like, hey. And I was in school, so I got to rest and everything, but it was fine.
But like, why are nurses not understanding? And they're mostly female, right?
Yes.
Like, why are you not understanding? Well, you're supposed to understand, like, because it's your gender.
Do you know? And then the doctors that guys are like, oh, okay, then they just give you the injection and then you leave. Like, if you don't have anything nice to say, you can actually not say anything. That's fine.
No, that's sad. It's sad because these are people you expect naturally to understand, but then again, they don't understand. And you're like, why? Is it that you're choosing not to understand?
Yeah.
Or you just want to be mean? Or why? That's actually sad. Okay, so has there ever been like a serious incident, maybe like resulting from cramps? Maybe you got into an accident or something happened, something extra happened because of it?
I mean, it's always a very dramatic event, especially when I'm in a public place, or maybe I'm in the office and I'm like, oh my god, she's crying, that's happened. Or I'm in class and then you have to. There's always been drama around it, right? But this particular one was when I fell out of the bike. Now,
it's not funny.
Oh my god, I feel like when I woke up, right, I actually pity the people around. Like, I always pity people that I'm like, guys, it's actually not that serious. So I had icon classes. This was during NYSC, right? I had icon classes, and my icon, like the class was like really far from my house. So I knew that I had taken drugs and everything. I was like, okay, I couldn't miss that class, right? So I played the first class. So I'm like, if it gets bad, I can just attend the first class and then leave after the first class. So I stayed for the first class. It was like, but it wasn't so bad. In the middle of the second class, like it got really bad. So I'm like, I have to leave. So I just packed my stuff, and then I had entered the bike and already told them where my house was, and they were already taking me there. But on the way, like it was actually very unbearable. I'm like, okay, instead of going all the way to my house, we should go to the family house, right? Which was kind of closer. So I explained the place for the person. I'm like, please just take me there instead. And I was hanging on for dear life. Like I had my books in my hand, I had my bag, on my shoulder, and then I was literally resting on the man's back. I'm sure he was like, what's wrong with this one? Leave me alone. Like, there's nothing you could do. And anytime this thing happens, right, when I feel this kind of pain, I always like kind of slip in and out of consciousness. That's why I can go to the hospital and not know that we took me to the hospital, because that kind of thing. So I always wake up and then I'm like, I'm in the hospital. I'm like, because I couldn't say anything. Like I'm actually not aware of what's going on. So I was sure I remember that my head was on his shoulder, and then I don't know how Sha got to the place, and then he's like, this is the place, and I'm like, okay. So I was trying to calm down, right, but I don't know, I just found myself on the floor, like by the road, and then people were shouting, it was crazy, and then I cannot speak Yoruba except the Yoruba land. So they were trying to talk to me. And then I heard them saying copper. I'm like, yes, I'm like, copper. Like, of course, they knew the family house, so they just entered there and they called people. I think were people that I knew, they were there. So like, they didn't even know who it was, but then they ran out and they said, oh my god, it was divine. So they carried me inside. Like, I could never say what was wrong with me. Like, they were asking me questions, and then they tried to give me water. When I'm on my period, I cannot drink cold water, and on a normal day, I hate drinking lukewarm water. Like, it tastes very weird to me. I can't do it. So most times when I'm on my period, I don't drink water a lot because I cannot drink cold water. I cannot drink lukewarm water, so I just don't do it. Most of my favorite foods, pineapple, all those things, I can't eat it. Pepper, I cannot eat it. This kind of thing. So I'm very picky about what I can eat during my period, so that it doesn't aggravate and all those things. So they tried to give me water, I couldn't drink it, all of that. So they now finally said, no, this girl will die here. Let's take her to the hospital. At that point, I was like, I don't want to go. They're like, no, what do you mean? After they shot to me to the hospital, they came out, and then apparently there was a man who saw me, fall out of the bike. So he had come to find out, if that person was okay. And then they're like, they want to take me to the hospital. He's like, oh, he has a car, like he could drive us. So this was the story they were telling me after that. Shah drove us and so I remember that the next time I knew what was happening, I was lying down, I had taken an injection. I think I remember taking an injection. Asha was feeling better and they're like, are you feeling better? You can go home if you want to go home today. I said, I'd like to go home. So they now took me back. So I was now like, the people who stayed around, like the NYC girls, they were like, what happened? Because obviously at the hospital, I had to tell them, or I had to whisper to someone as they were driving me to the hospital that it was my period. So they sure knew what to do. They gave me drugs and everything. And they were like, is that how it is? I'm like, sometimes I'm good, sometimes I'm bad. Yeah. So I know that throughout that NYC, like my 1 year of NYC, I mean, the pain was, a lot sometimes, but I had to go to the hospital twice just in that NYC time. This particular time, and then one day I was in the office and I literally my boss like opened my office door and he was like talking to me and I was like, and as he was talking I literally just like slipped out of the chair. Like I didn't fall, but like it was an armchair and I was like this and I was trying to hear him and then I just like rolled out and just was under the table. It was funny. He's like, you not came to the table. What happened? Nah, so that day they also took me to the hospital. But every other time, I think I just dealt with it on my own. So,
wow.
Yes, that's true.
Side note, you have very weird stories. Wow. Yeah. So it's that dramatic.
Yes.
This is amazing. Yeah. Normally for me, I don't get cramps. It's just like, oh, hi, you're here. Nice meeting you. If I get cramps, it's like once in a year or twice in a year.
I even get pre-period cramps. That one started like, I think 2 years ago. Like, so a few days to my period, I was start having this pulling like on my abdomen, like left side of my abdomen. Like it's like, and it's like very dramatic. Like, you know how something does once, and then just feel the pain and it's like, and then it stops. So maybe 30 minutes later, it happens again. That was like for the 2 or 3 days leading to the start of my period. That one started as, and I remember it so clearly. The first time it happened was in the office. So that one started, I don't know, like it's as if they just say, oh, this girl has gotten used to what we are doing here. Let's add something else. So
somebody's life will just be on hold for like 3 days.
Yeah.
3-4 days.
Actually, so for me, most times it's like the first day is usually really bad. Second day, like I don't think maybe sometimes there might have been some exceptions, but the norm is that it's just day 1, then day 2, not a lot of pain, maybe just pain shocks, but then I'll just feel really bloated and heavy. And then from day 3, just kind of normalizes.
Another thing I don't like with periods is getting bloated. Like, why? Why?
It's so like it's
then kept like aching on my face. Is it aching or acne? I get acne. Okay, so this is like a bonus question. Has anybody ever made you feel uncomfortable about period? Nurses? Are you serious? Just nurses?
Yeah, I think every other person who has ever seen me in that kind of pain, they've kind of understood. Even guys, yeah, nobody has made me feel uncomfortable apart from those nurses.
And it's really sad because these are people that are supposed to make it easier for you, assure you that, oh, it's okay, it's going to be okay, but they're the ones now making you feel very uncomfortable. Why? I don't know, that's really sad. I think we should, I don't know, I think we should be more human to things and situations.
Most of these times, I don't think I've ever gone to a private hospital in all of these situations because first of all, I'm always with people that I don't know, obviously, for them to rush me to the hospital. So the only private hospital I would say I've been to was the one in school, or the school clinic. But even those people...
Are you serious? In a school clinic, they still do not even make you feel comfortable. Or...
But then they weren't that bad. They weren't as bad as those NYC people. They would just make faces about it, right? But no one ever said to me, it's not just you will still give birth to. Somebody probably did that. That's good. It's possible.
So what is that supposed to mean? I will still give birth again. It's sad the way they handle these situations, and I don't know what they should do. I don't even know how they can make them act more human to people, especially females. If you notice, nurses are harder on females, and their line is you go soon born or you will still give birth. Do you know if I want to give birth? Even if I want to give birth, do I look like suffer is just in my middle knee? Am I supposed to be carrying pain up and down on my head? What is your problem? Why can't you be sympathetic? Why can't you be a human being? Anyways, Divine, thank you so much for sharing your story. I really enjoyed it and made me see periods in a very different light, because my experience is different from your experience. Like I said earlier, if I get cramps like once, twice a year. So it's really interesting and it's really inciting to see that people actually go through a lot.
Well, thank you guys for having me on this channel. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, all of that good stuff, and make sure that next time you come across someone having cramps, be nice. It's a lot. Okay, bye.
Bye guys.